Okay, so welcome to the Terra Continuing Education. So today I will speak about this topic of, finding nice time to share gifts for Christmas, and we will look at different ideas. There are many beautiful ways how we can create our own DIY products, create our own ingredients, make the perfect match for ourselves. So it could be like lipstick, it could be a perfume, or I will share like around 15 ideas that came to mind so about this product. So I will start sharing my screen now, if I remember how. Okay. Okay. So here is okay, so the most important thing when we do something like this for Christmas is always important that we set the intention that it's something that it's actually make us happy to do. So whatever you're going to do, just most important, just have fun with it. Try to like really find a good time in doing this, in enjoying this moment with yourself, and really meditating also about the other people and how the essence and the smell could please them the most. So that is very important. So somehow I put it as the first, but it's a very practical deodorant cream, because nowadays we don't have so many natural deodorant. It's very difficult to also create your own, or understand, like, what are the ingredients that actually makes a deodorant like stay on the skin. At the same time, yeah, there are so many chemicals we found nowadays. So here is one of my favorite ingredients. So it's baking soda. So it's very important you find it aluminum free, because this aluminum is what they put in most products for deodorants and perfumes. So try to find it free, and usually all the products I use are for like they're eatable, so you can use the baking soda that you actually use in the kitchen. Then arrowroot or cornstarch. Okay, so if you would like also this PowerPoint, you can also message me so I can share it with you, because it's very practical. I made it in a way that it looks practical and it feels like one can easily access to it. And always remember, because it's not easy to just remember all the ingredients and all the all the things. So baking soda, arrowroot or cornstarch. So so when you use cornstarch, like it's important, is really like a starch, so it's really, really fine. And coconut oil, 3 to 5 tablespoons. And then I started to adding a little bit the oils that are best to use, like Purify is one of the most like plain smell in a sense, like it's really safe to use because it's very refreshing. Otherwise you can use also like lemon, lavender, melaleuca or tea tree. My favorite is, I love like to use like geranium. Like in any product I use for the skin, I often use geranium because it has a potency to also heal like scars or skin defects, so it's really powerful. Then lemongrass is very purifying, so lemongrass, and thyme can also be used, so you can always have fun. I won't share so many at the end, probably will share more about which essential oils, but I will share more personal experiences on the way. So the reaction is very simple. I think deodorant is one of the most simple because yeah, you can combine all the starch, baking soda, arrowroot, and essential oils, and then you add the bigger parts of the oil, so coconut oil And you can also add other ingredients, like if you have some coloring powders, that's also fun. And then you can place it into a deodorant container, let it sit till it's solidified. So the coconut oil, we're not speaking about the fractionated coconut oil, but we're speaking about the solid one. So in this way, you can, it becomes hard. So if it doesn't become hard, then you want to probably use another container. You want to use maybe a spray. You can also make it as a spray. The best for this recipe is best when it becomes like hard and nice. And then, okay. Then one of my favorite that I like, especially to gift to little girls. Like today we also have a little birthday here, and especially for children and young girls, it's really fun to have like cosmetics or things that you can apply, and you can also eat it actually. So this is super natural. Brown sugar, coconut oil. Always use the hard coconut oil unless it's written fractionated. Then honey is always good and sweet. And then that's my favorite, like to blend peppermint and wild orange because it's both refreshing and at the same time it's very very like joyful, because orange makes a nice smell. And another one that I like to use, especially for girls, is Citrus Bliss, because they made it with a lot of vanilla inside. So it's really fun to, yeah, fun to use, because it's really, smells really like vanilla, and that's always nice. Unless you're in America, and now is available actually vanilla in America, and hopefully will be available as the Terra products also here in Europe. So you just combine all the ingredients and then you can put them in the little containers. I also bought, actually, I found them in, yeah, I can't remember the name, this little German shop that they have like so nice, like 1 year you get like 4 of these guys, and they're glass, because I like to use more glass than plastic. Online I find mostly like plastic containers, and they're so sweet and they close really well. So you can find them, the shop here in Germany, very cheap prices. So holiday roll-on, stress-free. I love to make roll-on. Like if you know me, I always, like, every time I see a person and, you know, person need help in specific ways, I always make them a roll-on, because they're so easy to use. You can buy them very cheap also on Amazon, and you can really make your own blend that can help you. For example, if you're suffering from stress and you're feeling like depleted in your heart, this blend is really nice with sweet orange, lavender, bergamot, peppermint. And then you can use, now in this case, you use liquid, like very liquid, either fractionated coconut oil or jojoba oil or jojoba. And then the bottle can be 10 milliliters. Usually it lasts for quite a while. So that is one of my favorite. And you can just add, I first add the like jojoba oil or coconut oil, so you already have, you know, how much, like most of the bottle full, like you can see in the picture. And then I add the drops, because if you do the opposite, then it can be that when you put the coconut oil, maybe overflows, and it happens many times. Yeah, because it's not so easy. But they sell also this plastic pump that you can like suck in the oil and then pour it in there. Otherwise, I like to buy, you know, these bottles, and then you put the pump inside, so you can like press it and squeeze it out, and it's really nice. Okay, so this is also nice, DIY Hand Santa-tizer. This is a funny name that I found online, and but specifically for this Christmas, that is also, you know, we are in this era of viruses and God knows what is going around. So it's a fun gift to give, because it's pure and you can use it everywhere. I have it all the time when I go shopping, you know, after I do shopping, I always use it, and it smells really strong. Actually, it's really becomes a really strong scent, and also it's very, very purifying. So it really works well. So 6 drops lemongrass or wild orange. They're very purifying, especially lemongrass. Then On Guard, and then you can add aloe vera gel. 1 tablespoon witch hazel. That is again really wonderful product. Like I bought it on Amazon. I found like a pure witch hazel, like 2 bottles, really good price, and then you can really use it for this product, and or I will show you so many other products, especially if you have maybe daughter or maybe other women that also suffer from face imperfections. Actually, witch hazel is always good to keep at home. And then you can use a spray bottle of 30 milliliters, and it will do the job. So you can just add all the ingredients. I always recommend to add first the witch hazel and aloe vera, and then you can add the drops of essential oil. Usually, if you don't mind, I also put like, you know, drops of alcohol to make it a little strong, but like a really tiny drop, and it makes it like really strong. Otherwise, you can find, you can avoid the alcohol and it still should be fine. And it's important to shake it well before using it. Another of my favorite, and this, you won't go wrong with this gift, is lavender pillow spray. We know it's not always easy to, you know, find our time to relax, especially if we spend a lot of time at home and the evening becomes hard to like settle and to ground yourself. So having like a little spray that you can spray on the pillow, it's really soothing for the mind, and also helps you to sleep throughout the night. So here we have witch hazel, 3 tablespoons, lavender, main ingredient. Or doTERRA has also this blend Serenity that it's even more grounding. Like if you really have like serious issues sleeping, I would really recommend Serenity. They also have tablets because it's a nice blend of different oils. Like also there is juniper berry and cinnamon and oregano, vetiver. There's also vanilla inside, sandalwood. It's really worth it to you know, keep it close. It's definitely one of my favorite. So you can use with this ingredient you can make 2 bottles, 60 milliliters. Otherwise, you can also you know, maybe use less distilled water, but I feel like even for 1 bottle I would use still quite, yeah, at least 5 drops of essential oils. And yeah, you just add them all together same way. And then you can, here it says it's good to top off with distilled water. So you don't want that distilled water to be like the main ingredient. You want to just like, you know, add water at the end to like fill it up, but mainly witch hazel and drops. And then you can also spray it on your face, actually, because it's very pure and it will help also with skin impurities. Or I use one of these blend also just for when I finish like work or I finish a session. It's good to like spray it around. And I add also rose water that you can find in any health food store or even in the Asian store. Very cheap. Another one is okay, so bath bomb. So today I won't speak about neither candles, neither soaps, because for this I think it requires a little bit more of specific specific ingredients, specific environment for these things. But if you still want to make like a kind of soapy nice ingredient, nice recipe for you know, putting in when you take a bath, or, you know, relaxing or stimulating. So this is a really nice, really nice thing to make. So I will also actually, I ordered my forms, and it's very simple. You need baking soda. So I think everybody has at home baking soda. Citric acid actually is the acid coming from lemon. So you can also find a health food store. You can find it on Amazon. Then you can add your essential oils. So you can choose the same, either if you want to use lavender, serenity to make something more soothing, or if you want to use something more stimulating like citruses, or if you want to make something more for Christmas, there is also like you can use cinnamon or, you know, all these spices, white fear, really nice. So witches are in spray. And the mold, you need definitely some mold. You can find them also so many on Amazon online. And then, of course, optional, you can add like flower petals. I like to add, like, I always dry rose petals that are offered also here in the temple. But you can also, you know, dry maybe a day before some petals from some flowers you have or you find around, and you can use some natural coloring. I always use food grade coloring, so like something that you would have in the kitchen, maybe for making a cake, you can use it also here, so it's all very natural. So you can combine all the ingredients you can combine all the ingredients inside so you need a large bowl that you can combine them all, and then add half teaspoon of this coloring, and then at the end you put the essential oils, and then once you make a nice blend, you spray on top this witch hazel that actually will help to like make the balls and hold them together. And you keep spraying, and then you start to press the mixture into these forms, and then you keep spraying till it becomes, you know, nice and it stays together, and then you leave it for 30 seconds in the form, and then slowly you can release it, and it should hopefully stay together. If it doesn't, you want to add either more spray so it becomes more wet, sticks more together, or you want to maybe add more of the baking soda, or yeah, that will do. And then once you make them, you let them dry for 30 minutes until they are really hard and really hold on together. So yeah, essential oils, grapefruit, citrus bloom, citrus bliss. You can use all these citruses. It's always good to have a bath with citruses, or if you want to make a grounding one, you can use vetiver, lavender, and these ones. Okay, so this is again one of my favorite because it's really creamy. It looks like a cake for the body. So it's a really nice gift. It's a really nice gift, of course, you can make for yourself, but it's really pleasant, the consistency of this body butter. And so cacao butter, you can use as main ingredient cacao butter, or shea butter. I always have at home shea butter. I don't use cacao butter often, but cacao butter is nice because actually smells also a little bit like chocolate. So it's really cool. And then coconut oil, again, the solidified one, so not the fractionated. And then you can add the drops. So peppermint and lavender, they're always a great match because they're both stimulating and relaxing. And then 2 drops of food coloring, or sometimes they sell in the shop also these powders, shiny powders. You know, you can use whatever you find that you would use for a cake. And then first you want to melt both the coconut and the shea butter. And then you want to, as soon as they're melting, you want to, because they mix together. So you mix them together, then you put them in the fridge, that becomes chilled, not too cold. It doesn't have to become like completely hard, but just for a few minutes. And then I put the picture there with a standing mixer. You can whip it as you would like whip like a chantilly cream, or as you would make a cake. And then you can add then also in the process the food coloring or the essential oils. And then you can pour it in a nice jar. And it's also easy to find these jars also anywhere. I found actually a nice one a few days ago. Also have it, made with love, so sweet. You can find this jar for like 20 cents. This was like 50 cents, but you can make them smaller or bigger, and they are literally everywhere, so they are not expensive at all. And again, you can use your favorite essential oils. You can use also you can put maybe, you know, if you have dry lavender inside or dry rose petals, these things, you can add them anywhere. Okay, so relaxing foot soak. It can be foot soak, or can also be like a bath soak. If you don't want to like make these bowls with the, or you don't have, you know, the ingredients for that, you can also make bath soak, or smaller like a foot soak. And so I also just made mine today with, I used a lot of petals, and then I use salt, because I every time I take a bath, I use often like salt. I like to take a salt bath, because they're really purifying also for the subtle body, and they really help release any stress, any tension from the body, from the mind. So you can use Epsom salt, because usually it has more magnesium inside. And then you can add baking soda, and then you can add sea salt, like normal sea salt. Then red food coloring, that's what I add to mine. It's like a little sparkling food coloring. And then 5 drops peppermint essential oil. I didn't use peppermint in mine because it's really stimulating, pepper, like it gives a lot of energy, but sometimes I feel like I just need to, like, when I take a bath, I need to like even more find ways to completely relax and ground myself. So I used a lot of lavender, serenity, copaiba. Copaiba is really good for the immune system. And then I used vetiver. Also, if you are a mother, vetiver really helps, because it helps really grounding even more, especially if you spend a lot of time at home and with children. And then geranium. Geranium is always my favorite. Roman chamomile. You can add all these little soothing oils for that. So you just add all the ingredients together. You can also add like again, you can add flowers. And then that's my favorite part, when you can add like flowers, like feels like being a little having fun also with the plants, you know. It makes it even more looking more natural, and it actually, like, it is really natural. Yeah, you can use also a fork. Also today I noticed a lot of clumps form, so with a fork you can like make them. And an important thing, like, this is not to use, like, now we're speaking about something to soak, because if you use something like for doing scrub, I don't know if I put it today in the presentation. No, probably because I put only the lip scrub. So you want to make sure when you make a scrub that the sugar you're using or the salt you're using, it's very fine, because that will help the exfoliation. If you use, like I have it here, like these big rocks of salt, then it won't really help for the scrub. So you want to separate like this, or you can blend it. Like, you know, you can blend it in a blender, and then it becomes really fine, and you could actually use it as a scrub also on the body. And put it in a nice jar. Again, have fun finding nice jars. Glass jars, I always recommend glass. Lip balm. So lip balm is really also a way to go because it's difficult to find like really natural lip balm. And then the beauty of DIY is that you know exactly what you're putting inside. So you can really, according, you know, with your understanding about yourself or about your friends and your family, you can make really great product. So for this one, we need beeswax, coconut oil, shea butter, cocoa butter. You can also just use shea butter, like 40 grams. Definitely if you add cocoa butter, it's more chocolate flavor. Then you can add lemon oil and then lavender. This is, I think, with lip balm, you always want to go like simple. And again, Buttera has this blend with citrus bliss that has a lot of vanilla, so that's always sweet for younger girls. Otherwise, lemon is really nice and lavender. And with this recipe, you make around 20 lip balms. I personally wouldn't recommend the tube because if it's like summer, you go on holidays, you know, you in warmer places like at home, sometimes it's really warm, so it can melt and then create a big mess in your bag. But if you actually keep it like in a glass jar, you know, like in a small jar, and you can just use your finger, then it will be sealed. So even if it will melt because the environment may be too warm, you're not gonna have a mess as a surprise. So yeah, that's my little advice. So so if you want to use still empty lip balm containers, you can also find them empty or maybe old ones that you don't use anymore. Make sure it has been twisted all the way down, so it's not up, but you bring it all the way down. And first you measure the ingredients, then you simmer it, so you melt the hard ingredients. And once you like melt them and you combine them all together, you let it cool down and then you add the essential oils. Otherwise the essential oil will evaporate and you don't want that. And then you can just put it inside the lipstick and that will be it. And if you want to make it tinted, then you can also again add a nice color, food coloring. And it's nice, you know, you can also, like, sometimes I remember when I was a child, I wanted to eat sometimes my lipstick because it smells so good. You can actually, like, you know, like if it goes inside your mouth, it's totally safe. So for children is also really nice and totally safe. So then we go to the solid perfume. Again, fragrance is your choice. The secret about solid perfume is that you need to use beeswax or whatever other wax, because that will help the smell to actually stay on the skin. That's the beauty of beeswax, that it helps whatever you put it with, it helps the ingredient become absorbed and the smell will remain. It won't go away so fast. So that's actually the key ingredient of solid perfume. This is just for 2 small containers. So of course, if you want to make more, I always like to make maybe like 5 at a time, so you don't have next time to make it and you can use them for gifts. So here I put patchouli and orange. Is actually a very nice blend. Patchouli is known as being one of the main, has very beautiful fragrances. But otherwise, again, you can feel free maybe to use lemon, maybe to use more citruses, maybe to use chamomile. Why not? Just to, you know, make the entrance very soothing for everyone else. You know, maybe if you go to stressful meetings, or can use even TerraShield. It smells really good, actually. TerraShield is a blend that they made for people, for against mosquitoes, but it's a nice, it smells really good, and you can also use it like as a protection when you maybe spend time, you know, with people that are a little toxic or they suck your energy. That's a really nice plant. Lang Lang is one of my favorite actually. Kananga, these are very like sweet. You can use jasmine even. Yeah, so feel free to share also if you have any favorite like blend. I'm always happy to hear new advices on that, because it's really cool, you know, to make your own kind of fragrances. So again, mixing all the solid ingredient together in a saucepan. So you never want to put, you know, you always want to simmer it. So you want to have like a container that you put on top of the hot water. And in that way, it softens really nicely. You never want to put the oils on top of the flame. And then you remove from heat once it becomes really, all the ingredients are nicely together. Then once it's cool, same thing, put essential oils, allow to firm, and then yeah, you can use it with your fingers. You can use a little spatula maybe to get it out if it's like maybe a longer thing, and have fun with it. It's really nice. Combining fragrances. So here I will share a little, like it's also another idea. So if you have like, you like citruses, they blend really well with like spices like cinnamon, mint, and flowers. If you have herbs, maybe like, for example, you want to use thyme or you want to use oregano, it blends well with like mint and more woody like cedarwood or vetiver. If you use spices, again, you want to add more mint and flowers like lavender maybe, and cinnamon could be a really nice mix with mint. Then flowers, if you prefer to use flowers, then you can blend them. Actually, flowers, you can blend them with all the others like spices, wood, and citruses. And then if you have you want a more earthy aroma, then it's nice to have a blend. Like, for example, you want cedarwood, then you can add, for example, oregano, and then mint, and then you can, it becomes more soothing, you know? So that's a little bit the way how you can play with smells and how you can make your own blend regarding the perfume. And another idea that I found is if you use, they sell also online, if you like to make necklaces or, you know, this thing, if you find, they sell it also on Amazon, these lava beads. So they are beads made with the lava, and actually they hold the smell for 2 to 3 days. So then you can make a nice bracelet and then tap it, put a few drops, and for 2 to 3 days it will keep the smell. So actually it's a really nice way. It works then as a perfume, you know, instead of putting the perfume on your skin, you put it on this bracelet that you can also just make for yourself. And then it's easy. Maybe if you have people that have problems with their skin and they don't want to use, you know, too many things on their skin, then you can put it in a really nice bracelet. You can make it with stones and add these lava beads. Okay, so body scrub. Okay, so I thought I didn't put it, but I did put it. So same thing, you want to use like a very fine salt or sugar. I prefer salt for this, for the scrub. So coconut oil, solid coconut oil, then salt, and then you can add also more drops. Usually I add drops of, when I need a more liquid one, I add almond oil, but you can also add more of this fractionated coconut oil, so the soft one. and then 15 drops of your favorite essential oil. So this is usually makes a jar of, you know, little bigger jar you can make, or you can also make smaller jars with it. So very simple. Again, softening the hard coconut, remove it from skin, then you add the already liquid oil, then you add the salt, and you make it nice. I always put, again, you can put like very crushed, if you have, like, you can also put like, I like to put thyme, you know, very small things that come from the thyme plant, and then it becomes really nice. And then you let it stay, and it is my favorite. I do at least once a week to use body scrub. It's always good to exfoliate the skin. It keeps it more shining, keeps it more healthy, and then it help, like, and then you will see some oils, they will keep staying on the skin, so it makes the skin very, very soft. So geranium, that's my favorite to apply on the skin. Same thing, I repeat that geranium is really good if you have any skin rashes. Geranium and lavender. Lavender really helps for the scars. So if you like cut, sorry, not the scars. Lavender have, like, if you cut yourself and you need to heal that cut, lavender is really good. So you can use it for body scrub. And then geranium is really a gift from nature, because it really helps to heal the scars. So if you find yourself like maybe sometimes scratching, or you have all these little like rashes, geranium is really healing for that. And I see the difference, like every night I put just geranium with some almond oil, or you can use rice oil. It's really good for the skin. And then give a little massage, and already in the morning, if you had like some red rashes, then it already takes them away. So it's really good, especially for this winter when it's cold also. So yeah. Okay, portable lotion bars. It is also very sweet to make. So instead of having like lotions like we usually have, like in a little spray bottle, you can also make them solid, and it's actually much more fun. So you can see in the picture, they look so beautiful. You can find some nice forms and then put them in nice small containers. And okay, important to use beeswax, and then coconut oil and shea butter. These are like the main 3 ingredients. And then you can, so you melt them together, beeswax, coconut oil, shea butter in one little pot on boiling water. And then you heat it up, then putting the essential oils. Once it has cooled down, no, actually, so if these are, you still add the mixture when it's still hot, and then you put it inside these forms, and then you can put essential oils, because you don't want it that it cools down too much. You want it to be still soft. So you can add the essential oils after, so it's not too hot, or you can also wait a little bit, that it's not like there is not so much vapor anymore, and then you can add the essential oils. So make sure, yeah, it's not too hot. That's very important. And it depends how strong you want to make them. You can add them in the form, or you can add them in the bigger mixture. Yeah, you can also just place them in like plastic, you know, sometimes you have these plastic little bags, and then you can also decorate it, write something on it. It's really sweet. Okay, so for DIY it's actually finished, but I still wanted to share with you also these ones, because they're very useful at home. So I thought to just share it with you, because it did help myself so much to have like a natural laundry detergent that is not invasive, and you don't have to cook it, or you don't have to do strange things, but you can just mix the powders and put it in the washing, and it's really nice. So washing soda, borax, you find it also on Amazon. You find it, sometimes they even have it in the shop. So this is like a base for a soap washing. And then you can grate soap. So one of like a very basic soap, a soap that you know, it doesn't have to have any smells, like these plain soaps. You can just grate it, and then you add essential oils, 25 if you actually use this quantity. So it creates quite kind of a big jar, and you can use it, you know, for a while, and it's really simple, really natural. So I just wanted to share it with you. Maybe, I don't know, to make it as a gift. I don't know how much that can be practical. But maybe if, you know, somebody's looking for something like that, that's also like, I would be very happy, you know, to receive something like this. So, and then also the softener that I also use as a hair softener when I was, especially when I was traveling in Australia, and I was more like traveling in different places, and I didn't spend so much time, you know, going to shopping and buy all these plastic products. I was really against all these things. I would buy, like, you know, a nice bottle of vinegar and I would also use that as a softener for my hair, as a conditioner. And it's really, really good. I have to say, the hair, like, and you just use like a little bit, and when you wash it off, you don't smell it at all, the vinegar. And then it's so soft. I couldn't believe how soft my hair were. So I would probably start doing it again now that I think about it. Because it's really, vinegar is really powerful for that. So you have white vinegar, or you could also use apple cider vinegar. Why not? But the most simple blend it is, then the best. Then lemon, lime, you can use lemongrass also. I love lemongrass because also somehow the smell stays. I use also a lot on guard for this, but you can also use, you know, because most of the time laundry softener, like, I don't usually use it because they're very chemical. But in this case, I would be very happy to use it, and you just need like a really little bit, you know, 1/4 of a cup, so like really small, and you just put it in the washing machine in that place for softener, and yeah, it does the job. And you don't smell the vinegar. If you do smell the vinegar, it means that you have put a lot of vinegar, so you want to make sure you just put a little bit. And grapefruit, citruses are always the best for these things. So you can just add the fill the bottle with vinegar. Here it says citrus peel. You can actually, like, if you have peels for like from oranges, you can actually put them inside. It's a really nice idea to also put like real peels. And then you can fill it up completely with vinegar, and then add essential oils, and then shake the bottle. And then it's a really nice opportunity to have very soft clothes and very healthy. Okay, so just going through a little bit of the oils, especially during Christmas. We have a promotion actually this month in doTERRA. We have frankincense if you make an order with 200 PV, and frankincense is the best, especially to use on beauty products, on the skin, and also internally. It helps also if you have like suffer with sadness, suffer with you know, problems with yourself as emotionally. That is really healing. And the skin. So it's one of the best. Fear oils, doTERRA has quite a different blends of fear: Siberian fear, Douglas fear, white fear, and they're all from the you know, this northern trees that are, you know, really strong during winter time. So it's really helps the lungs. If you have problem with lungs, or you have people that have such problem, you can also help them with this fear essential oils, and then put them in a nice mixture. You can use wild orange. Oranges, citruses are the best, especially if you maybe think you have people that are a little bit, they tend to sadness, they tend to depression, then you want to use definitely wild orange or any citruses. Clove, this month we have a promotion also. If you make a little order of 115 every month with 125 PV points, you get one oil for free, and this month is clove. It's really cool, and that's really good if you have teeth problems that can help in your mouth. If you have, it's also anti-inflammatory. It also helps creating boundaries emotionally. So if you have, or if you know people that struggle with create their own boundaries, clove is a really nice help in that. Copaiba, I feel like it's my best friend because it's very natural and it's really helps the nervous system. So you can really use it for that, or also just use it for the skin to have a clear appearance. And yeah, it's really good. Eucalyptus for the lungs, helps breathing, helps feeling open. And I use the eucalyptus a lot now that I got sick, because actually eucalyptus really help to soften the mucus if you tend to get a lot of mucus inside. And I go immediately to eucalyptus. And there was another oil, Digest Zen, actually is a really nice blend that it's supposed to be for digestion, but really helps also the lungs. So I would immediately do to these two, so would help the gut a lot to clear itself, and also the lungs would feel much better. So juniper berry, really good. It blends very well with lavender. It helps again for person that has a lot of stress. Cedarwood, very grounding, really helps creating a family environment. So if it is Christmas, you have people over that are not so social, and kind of, you know, you want to help them a little bit without like pushing them or helping them staying in their comfort zone. Cedarwood really helps for that. So you can just maybe make a perfume, makes people a little bit more relaxed to be in a social environment. And then there are so many others: cinnamon, peppermint, myrrh, so many oils that we can use. I mean, we can say Christmas holidays, but you can use anytime for yourself and for others. So here I share also a little bit of nice blend if you want to, like, if you have people at home and you're celebrating, you can put in the diffuser. I have it behind me, like a water diffuser that steams the water. Not steams, but it's like full diffuser that the Tara have. Then you can have really nice blends. One of my favorite is the gingerbread cookie with ginger, cinnamon, and clove. I think it's really sweet. It makes that ginger flavor that is really, really fun. Something more sweet, sweeter weather: eucalyptus, juniper berry, Siberian fir, Christmas tree, Siberian fir, cypress, and sandalwood. It's really recommended a lot to use in this time Siberian fir, because again it really helps the lungs, because as in my last presentation I spoke a lot of how autumn and winter, they really affect the lung even more than other season. According to Chinese medicine, it's really like the main place for that affects, so you need to strengthen a little more. So here is a little bit of what I'm sharing. Always find the time for the things that make you feel happy to be alive. So just have fun with it, and I wish you all the best in this Christmas gifts making.